How good is that TikTok? I literally must have watched it about 42 times. Just because the Squirtle looks so fucking cool with his sunglasses on.
You're so weird.
That's going to be my next tattoo. Gang Squirtle with a fucking saxophone.
So guys, I'm coming down with a cold or a cough or something. I don't really know what. And my voice may sound extra croaky today, so you're just gonna have to bear with.
Extra croaky.
Like a little toad.
Like a little toad. Like Fiona's dad when he gets turned into a frog on Shrek. And then all the other frogs start singing, "Live and let die."
I wouldn't say it's quite that bad, but it's definitely up there.
Definitely up there with number 5 pick of the week is Ellie's croaky voice.
I mean, my voice has always got quite a natural croak to it, which is really annoying, especially when I'm editing these videos and I hear myself, because I'm like, that is honestly disgusting.
Wow.
Honestly, it's just bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
Well, my microphone picks it up even more as well for some reason. So my mic makes it sound worse than I think it is in real life. But today it's just like that times 10. So
that times 10 is Ellie's real voice. This is Mojo Top 10. Today we're using Ellie's best quotes used in What This Time podcast.
Honestly, if it gets any worse, I feel like I could just sing the bass in a choir.
Wow, that will definitely not happen.
You know those guys on TikTok that sing like really, really low?
Like super low.
That's going to be me in about a week. So make sure you tune into next week's video, guys, where you will hear me doing the Wellerman in a bass. It's the first song that came to mind, okay?
Wow. She's going to be with, what's his name, Patrick Stewart on, on Glee. Is that the right guy this time?
No!
Is it still the wrong guy?
That's exactly the same as what you said last time.
Is it? No.
Patrick Stewart is the bald guy, right? He's in X-Men, he's Professor X, he's in Star Trek, maybe, I don't know. The bald dude, right?
Yeah.
You know the one.
And who's the other guy?
That's Patrick Stewart, Neil Patrick Harris.
It's because of the Patrick.
He's Barney on How I Met Your Mother.
Him.
Just call him Barney from now on, okay?
Barney.
Right.
Barney. You can sing with Barney on Glee.
Yeah.
You would love that moment. You would live for that moment. Dream on! Dream on!
Can you imagine how bad it'd sound? It'd be great.
I don't know, it sounds pretty bad already, so I think anything that you add to it would be positive. See, that is how you do a backhander. And what a backhander is that you slap it by saying it's bad, but then bring it round and caress the face afterwards and say you would improve it. See, it's a backhander. So it's bad on the initial front, but then it's positive on the come down.
No, that's just being a dick, right? There is no way you watched that video of them doing that on Glee and thought that was bad. There is not a chance. I know you're lying because you said at the time it was good.
Solid 3 out of 10.
Well, that's not what you said at the time. You're lying. You're just trying to get a rise out of me and it's not going to work.
I'm in a proper wind-up mood with Ellie today. So if you get any exciting bits, it's going to be in this podcast. Just keep watching to the end. That's the aim. Can we make Ellie explode on this episode of What
Wait, you've already wound me up before we pressed record. Are you telling me there's more to come?
There is so much more to come. So keep watching. Oh, you do make me laugh, Ellie, to be fair.
Not in the mood for your shit today, Wes.
Not in the mood. I'm not doing it. So, Patrick Stewart is the bald guy, and
Yes.
Neil Patrick Harris is the Glee guy.
Well, he's not the Glee guy. He's in like 2 episodes of Glee, or 1. He's the blonde guy.
He's the blonde guy, not the
Yeah.
bald guy. There's nobody else called Patrick something, is there? Because otherwise...
I mean, there's Patrick Swayze. There's a lot of Patricks out there.
Jesus Christ, there's too many of them. Patrick's taking over. It's the new Fred and Bob.
Fred and Bob.
Yeah, well, Fred and Bob. There's always a Fred and a Bob, isn't there? You tell me there's not a Fred and a Bob.
I mean, I don't know anyone with either of those names.
Okay, what about Alex?
Oh, there's always an Alex.
They are, look, common names.
There's an Alex in Grey's Anatomy.
Lewis. What else is a really common name? So, Alex, Lewis, James. That's a pretty common name.
Yeah, there's too many Jameses.
There's a lot of Jameses, right?
Yeah.
Is there any
very overdone
that you can
it's
think
too
of?
mainstream.
Like, girls' names, Chloe. How many Chloes is there out there? Jesus
There's
Christ.
Chloe's, there's Megan's. There's...
God. Lucy. Wow,
yeah.
There's loads of them as well. I'm about to tell you with some bitter truth. There's a lot of Ellies as well.
There is.
There's so many Ellies.
There is. And the annoying thing is, you know, when you Google my name,
yeah,
it comes up with that presenter, TV presenter. You know, the one that did Snog, Marry, Avoid?
Yes.
So I like this fact because it means that if ever there was anything embarrassing about me posted on the internet, people aren't likely to find it because they come across all of her shit first. But it's also really shit. So when I was doing my modelling, you say your name. If someone was like looking for your online portfolio or typed you into Instagram, like I am not the first one to come up. I've got a really common first name and a really common last name.
Yeah, that's the only issue.
Don't really stand out.
How many Wezzes do you know?
Just the one, and he is an absolute tool.
There we go then. There we go. Uncommon name. I'm trying to think if there's any more common names. Like, have you watched that? Have you watched Ted, the movie?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
Where he's like, right, it's a white trash name. You've got to go through all the names, and he like reels off about 70 different names, like one after the other. Mark Wahlberg deserve an Oscar for doing that, mate, because that was a lot of names.
There's a lot of Marks as well.
There is a lot of Marks.
Mm.
Wow, all the people that are out there sat there absolutely violated by the fact that we just called their name out.
Do you not think that a lot of these names are like, you think of someone probably from the age of, I'd say 18 plus. You don't see many babies with these names.
No, because it was popular when we was kids. Like, the Alex then is like the Noah now. How many kids is they called Noah? Jesus Christ. You could walk down the street, right, outside of school and shout Noah, and about 150 kids would start running towards you. Are you my dad?
I don't recommend that you go to a school shouting kids' names.
No, but my point is...
Don't do that.
They're everywhere.
See, when I was younger, there were so many names that I liked, and I thought, oh, if I ever have children in future, these are the names I'm going to pick. And now I'm like, no, they're too overdone. I love the names still.
Why? What would you pick?
There's just too many of them. Am I really... do I really want to share this? So Noah was one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I loved that name when I was younger, but now I'm like, everyone has a kid called Noah.
Everyone.
Boys' names. So I loved the name Braden, and I don't know, I must have heard it on a TV show or something like years ago when I was really little.
Braden.
I think it was like quite common in America, but not over here at the time.
Yeah.
And then my cousin in America had a kid and called it Braden. So I was like, well, that one's out the window. I loved the name Kai. But then again, there's a lot of Kais, and my cousin went and had one cousin in the UK and called his Kai.
Kai could be boy or girl though, right?
Yeah, it'd work. So for a girl, a name I love but I wouldn't use, I'll explain. Riley. I love it for a girl, but where I'm from, not about to dox myself on the podcast, but let's be honest, it's not Riley, it's Riley.
Riley.
And that's what people would call it. And I'm
Riley.
like, nope.
Come here, Riley.
And the other reason, children can't pronounce R's. So the child growing up, what's your name? Wiley. So I'm like, I can't. My cousin always loved the name Rory for a boy, but she's like, you can't call a small child Rory because they can't say their own name.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
Rory. I love the name Ava, but again, everyone has one now. And I love the name Alexa, shortened to Lexi. But then a girl that I was best friends with years ago, I told her about this, and she had a baby, and she was like, "Can I please use it?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm not having a kid anytime soon. Go for it." And again, now there's just a lot of them. I don't not want to use them because there's a lot, because I don't want to give my kids some weird name that no one knows how to pronounce or spell or anything like that. Nothing too unique.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, when everyone from my generation has a child called something, I don't just want to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Although technically I had those ideas first. So who really jumped on the bandwagon?
I have a really awkward story about child names. Shall I share with the group?
If it's interesting, go for it.
Damn, it's interesting.
If it's boring, keep it to yourself.
If it's boring, keep it to myself. If it's good, it's interesting. Okay.
Go for it.
So me and my ex-partner, this is where it gets fun. If it's on the podcast and you're watching, hello, this story's about you.
Wait, is this a story about them being a dick, or is this a good story?
I don't know. We'll let you make your mind up. So, okay. Am I the asshole?
Is this like an am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole from Wes's perspective? Am I the asshole? The title
Probably.
would be... No, I can't say the title because it would just give it all away. So that's the point of the story.
Say the title after. We don't have rules here.
We don't have rules here. So, me and my ex-partner, you obviously have the conversation at some point into your relationship about baby names, right? And we was far down the road, had a house, all them things, cars, blah, 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 blah. Right? So, you get to a stage of where you go, right, okay, let's think about children. What would we call the children? Picked a boy's name, we picked a girl's name. Okay? We then obviously decided that we didn't want to be with each other anymore. So we split up. And then she went and 6 months later decided to then have a child. She had a little girl and then...
Wait. So you broke up and 6 months later she had a child?
Well, you know what I mean. 6 months later she was pregnant and then had a child.
Right, okay. I was going to say, Wes, have you done a test on this?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Right, okay.
Damn,
either way, that's still quite soon.
Support.
Still quite soon to have a kid, though. Like,
yeah,
that means you started a new relationship and had. Okay,
madness.
Each to their own.
Each to their own. Each to their own. Madness. Each to their own. Anyway, so decided to have a child, and then called it the baby name that we decided between us.
No.
Without our ex-fella knowing, or at least to my knowledge anyway. Because if I was him, I wouldn't want to name my child after what another guy's decided to name her. There's the juicy gossip. Am I the asshole for thinking it's funny that my ex-partner picked the baby name we chose?
I mean... a few questions, right? Who actually chose it? Who came up with that name and was like, I like this?
She picked something similar to it.
Right.
I picked the other side of it, and then it kind of created the name.
Right, yeah, no, okay, that's...
So it was like two opinions.
So if she had come to you and said...
one.
Like, oh, the name I really love is, for example, let's use Noah, because we've already spoke about Noah. I really love the name Noah. And then she went and had a kid with someone else and called it Noah. That's fine. But if it's like a name that you two have either created or that you said you really liked or whatever, like, if you'd made a plan to have a child and call it that, and then went and did that with someone else, like, as her new partner, like, yeah, you'd be quite pissed.
Right, I'm going to...
Like, if me and my partner were to have a kid and he named it, and then was like, oh, this is the name me and my ex were going to pick, I'd be like, bitch, we're changing this baby's name. I don't want to be reminded of your ex every time I call my own child's name. Unless it's something really common, in which case you can't really complain because then it's... But who cares? Like, you and your ex didn't think of the name. It's just a name. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I've sent it you so you can see it from both sides. So you can see the name she picked, the name I picked, and then the name that come out of it. which in theory was still mine, but...
I mean, yeah, that's yours with a different spelling. Basically, that is the name you chose.
Awkward. So, in reality...
Wes his ex's new partner. If you're watching this, Wes named your child. Congratulations.
Roasted.
Yeah.
Roasted. See, look, so we've done a personal Am I the Asshole?
I wonder if she ever confessed, though, to that being a name that her ex chose.
Juicy, though, that, innit?
It's a bit odd.
Well,
like, I get it if she just completely fell in love with the name, but, like, that was literally the name you chose, just spelt differently. Like, one letter is different.
Yeah.
And it's pronounced exactly the same.
It is, yeah. It's weird, right?
That is a bit weird.
I don't know if the conversation has been made. If the conversation hasn't been made...
Maybe we should get him on the podcast and ask him.
Maybe we should.
Drop him a message.
I'll drop him a message and ask.
Oh my God, imagine.
Oh, it'd be funny, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do an X episode today.
Like X on the beach, but it's X on the podcast.
X on the podcast. You know what? That's a brilliant idea. That is a brilliant idea.
That's a terrible idea.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do like that dating show. You know, where they get the ex-partners together and then they get to ask them some, like, juicy questions. And they
and they have, like, the lie detector.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll bring two ex-partners together, me and Ellie. We'll sit them here.
Where are we going to get a lie detector from?
We will be the lie detectors.
Right, okay.
And we will sit there and go, you are lying.
Well, I feel like
telling the truth.
We'd probably have more accuracy than a lie detector test, right? Because lie detectors aren't that accurate,
No,
which is why they don't really use them in in like criminal cases. They don't really use them because they're not 100% reliable. Whereas I feel like facial expressions, body language, I pick up on that stuff really well.
So really well. Like, I did not cheat.
Liar.
Well, whereas if it was like, I didn't even cheat on you.
I'd say liar.
So how would it have to be real then?
It depends. Like, you ask me a question and then try and tell if I'm lying or not. Don't make it anything too. Don't get me in any shit. Go on, ask me any question in the world. See if I'm telling the truth.
Ellie, do you have a child?
I do not.
Liar.
Fuck off.
Laugh. See, look,
I don't have one.
Liar.
No, but if I was like, no, I don't, then you could say lying because my voice went higher and I looked away or whatever. But just go, I do not. Like, that's just a straight to the point answer. When people give backstory, actually, okay, so 9 out of 10 times, if someone goes too in detail when you've not asked for detail, they're lying. Just a straight yes or no answer, right? However, someone like me, I like to give a 10-minute answer to something that's literally a yes or no.
As do I. At the same time, I think it's a fantastic idea. If anybody would like to be the first X on the podcast people to do this, please comment. Please get in touch with us. We will happily bring you and your ex-partner onto the podcast and we will quiz you. It is going to be amazing. You should totally do it.
I would so do that.
You should so come and do it. It's amazing.
If there's anyone out there that is up for that, please let us know.
Please.
As long as it's not my exes, because...
It would be so funny. It would be great. It would be the best fun ever.
We need to do this. We need to find someone who is down to do this.
So... please get in touch with us if you would like to be a part of X on the podcast. That is a niche market. I don't think anybody's done that before. Patent pending via What This Time podcast. No one else can have this idea. No big YouTuber.
I don't think that's how patents work, Wes.
Yeah, no Mr. Beast is going to be copying this. Best idea.
If we see one of his videos next week, like X on YouTube, I'm gonna be like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed.
At least we know he watches us.
I'll be pissed. Well, what the fuck? It's a multi-million-dollar idea. We came up with that on here. So yeah, baby names. As we were saying, don't pick a baby name that your ex-partner has chosen for you.
I will say, unless it's a really common name that you probably would have picked anyway.
Alex. Noah.
Yeah, like, that's fine.
James. Reese.
Don't call it James. There's too many Jameses out there already.
Wow, she must have a hate for Jameses.
No, I don't think I hate anyone called James. It's just, so in our little gaming group, obviously we normally call people by their gamer tags or whatever anyway, or their streamer names. But there's like 3 of them.
There's a lot of Jameses.
It's too many. Way too many.
Don't be a James. Be a Wes.
Don't be a James.
Be a Wes.
Don't be a Wes either.
Stand out from the crowd. You know what? Just do it. This is a Nike commercial, now sponsored by Nike. Nike, you need to pay us now. I wish.
Don't think that's how it works.
But yes. Anyway, as we move on swiftly. Or if New Balance or anybody else would like to sponsor us, I'm not saying no to you guys either, I'm just saying.
I'd love a beer company like Beavertown. Beavertown, where you at? Might email them.
Why Beavertown?
Because like their logo and their glasses and everything's just really cool. Like if you go on their merch page, they do like t-shirts and everything, and the logo's just so freaking cool.
Why not like Brewdog?
Well, Brewdog's pretty plain. Like, don't get me wrong, their beers are great.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
Punk is honestly my favourite thing, right? I wouldn't say no to them, but their logo's not as cool.
Which one's Neck Oil? That's nice stuff, that is. Or whatever
that's Beavertown.
Is it? That's nice, that is.
It
is nice beer.
Very good.
Yeah, you sponsor us. Be a part of this and get all the juicy gossip with the new X on the podcast. Sponsored by Beavertown.
Oh, I imagine.
Get your beers today. Use our code, whatthistimepodcast for 10%.
How cool would that be?
It would be pretty good, to be fair. So what would your top 3 best sponsors be? So you can pick 3, any 3 that you want. It can be anything out of this world, any category. Doesn't matter. To sponsor this podcast, if we had 6 approach us, my 3 and your 3, right? We'll put them all 3 of them down, and then pick from there, and then we'll put reasons to why. So we'll do 1 at a time, 1 each. You go first.
Are these like just wacky, crazy ideas, or are they things that would actually help and be good?
Wacky and crazy, because it's got to be fun, right? So I would pick. So I'll start it off to give you a bit of, what would you call it?
Bit of an idea of what to work with.
Yeah. So let's use the first one that I would pick. I'd pick Nike, 100%. Why would I pick Nike? One, they're the most recognisable brand in the whole world. It's the tick. Everyone knows what Nike is. On top of that, clothing, shoes, socks, boxers, multi-million-pound brand. It would be sick to be repping Nike every single day. Easy life. Done. Unlimited clothing, unlimited trainers, a bare necessity to life, completed by 1 sponsorship. And it's the best shoe brand. Fact.
Not a bad shout.
Fact. It would be awesome to be sponsored by Nike. But you'll go.
You're going to think this is a really short one, but I'm going to stay with it, right? Nivea.
Okay.
I love Nivea, right? Because they're an affordable skincare brand, right? Like, let's be honest, you can go out and spend... People spend, like, hundreds on one tiny little tub of face moisturiser that, let's be honest, is doing the exact same shit as a much cheaper one. Nivea, right? My skin was horrendous a few years ago. Okay, it wasn't actually that bad, but to me it was horrendous, right? Not necessarily like acne. Like, I'd get little bits, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But eczema, I'd get like under my eyes, dry patches everywhere. Like, I couldn't wear eye makeup.
I get it.
I couldn't do eyeshadow, any of that stuff. I started using the Nivea 2-in-1 cleanser and toner every night. I only ever use Nivea face wipes because they're the only ones that don't irritate my skin. And Nivea hyaluronic acid, oh my God, game changer. Game changer. Changed my life, right?
How's that going to support me? Except from,
it's
to be
not.
fair,
Well, you'd have nice skin too. You probably do. I don't know. I've never really looked up close at your skin, but Nivea is the way, right? So I don't know how well you guys can see like my skin texture. Probably not that much. Okay, put it this way, right? I don't have foundation on today. And you might be thinking, what? You have a full face of makeup? I do. But I have concealer under my eyes. I have bronzer up here, well, like a contouring, slightly darker than bronzer thing up here. I have a little bit of concealer on my chin and a tiny bit on my head. And then the rest of it is like a liquid highlighter thing, right? Didn't actually use foundation. Can you see any fucking blemish on my skin right now?
No.
Nah. Nivea. Those products have changed my life. The hyaluronic acid is insane, right?
Yeah.
It's so good.
That is pretty good. Okay.
So good.
I'll give you that. Next one. Right. It could be any of these, but it's the same thing. But some form of shop, as in like food shopping. So whether it's M&S, Waitrose, Asda, Tesco, Morrison's, even Lidl or Aldi, anything like that. Why? Massive brands, every single one of them, massive. And food shopping, discount on your food shopping, bare necessities of life. And going back to it, it's a no-brainer. How could you not want discount off your food shopping every day? You're sat there thinking to yourself, I want a crate of Budweiser, and I want some crisps, and I want some Coke. Not sniffy Coke, drinky Coke.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, and I want some sweets, and I want this. And you go, oh, I just need to Tesco and sponsored by them. I get 30% off. Boom. Or, got a black card for them. I can just get whatever I want for free. Boom.
Well, out of those shops, so the one I use the most is Tesco. So that wouldn't be a bad shout. However, out of those, I would pick M&S for the simple fact, right? They do the Dutch shortbread biscuits, and I would love a lifetime supply of those.
Oh my God.
They're all right.
I love Percy Pigs.
I loved them when I was a kid.
They're amazing.
I don't really eat sweets now. Not very often. I've got to really be in the mood.
So I'm just thinking, damn, what will help you in everyday life?
I'm thinking more along the lines of podcast. So like
my last
some sort
one
of like
is
microphone thing, like Shure or something like that.
You got to be smarter than that. I'll tell you my last one, but you've got one left. You sure go.
Well, I was going to say that, but you don't seem to agree, so I'm going to scrap that.
Think bigger, and you'd probably think what I'm thinking.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. So, my last sponsor would be Currys.
Ooh, okay.
Okay? Whatever I want. Electronics, fridges, freezers, cookers, TVs, PC parts, PCs, monitors, cameras, microphones, anything that you can think of to do with the podcast, to do with home life, anything like that. If you've got the mass discounts that they could offer you, you could get the newest, best PC. Done.
I'm not a fan of Currys at the minute.
Equipment. Why?
Because, right, June 2020, I buy a laptop from them for £900. November 2023, I want to sell this laptop. I go to Currys. How much will you take for it if I trade it in? £75. I bought it for £900 from you 3 years ago. And you're offering me less than £100. Are you taking the piss, Currys?
It's just a fact, isn't it?
You taking the piss?
Well, it's only the same with your phone. If your phone was 3 years old...
Yeah, but I'm not trying to sell my phone, so I don't care about that.
It would only be the same.
No, but £75, come on.
Yeah, well,
they're taking me for a mug right there.
Years. What graphics card has it got in it?
Well, it's not a gaming laptop.
Right, so it has just standard core processor and everything then. It has like shit specs. Really, it sounds like you got mugged off. Paying for £1,000 laptop, which one worth it?
Well, no, it's a really good laptop. My plan was to sell it, use that money to then buy a gaming laptop. That was my plan. But that plan went to shit when Corey said £75. It's a good laptop. It's a HP 360 thing, so it folds into a tablet. It's got like a little pen thing with it. It's really good. I don't use the tablet, so it costs more obviously because of the tablet feature. I don't use that as much as I thought I would. I used it a lot when I was using Photoshop on my laptop, because obviously it's a lot easier with the pen, and when you've got it on like a flat surface, like little fine details and that are much easier on there. But now I've got a PC that has much better graphics, runs Photoshop a lot faster and a lot smoother. My monitor here, let's be honest, is much better than what's on my laptop. Yeah. I do all my Photoshop stuff on my PC now, so I don't really use the laptop that much.
Well, if we're sponsored by Currys, you could have the world's best gaming computer for 30% off.
Yeah, and then when I went to sell it, they'd offer me 20 quid. Dickheads.
Hopefully you won't sell it anytime soon.
Not a fan of Currys. They've really mugged me off just lately. Moving on.
So yeah, that's who I'd pick, because you can get anything you want from there, flatline, and at the same time, our viewers would benefit from that. That's something that the viewership would 100% benefit from.
Don't sponsors normally give you like a discount code or something to give people?
Yeah, so if you went to Currys and you wanted like a cheeky discount, you're getting 10% off because you watch What This Time podcast. Fact, you would be happy to go to Currys and buy yourself a new £1,000 TV, knowing you get £100 off because you watch us. Boom, we've saved you £100. Just like that. Easiest thing ever, right? But then at the same time, even on top of that, we would then be getting the discounts on monitors, equipment, anything that you want. If someone wanted to start their own podcast, they could then go and do so because it's a cheaper way of setting up and getting going.
Do you know what I love about this, right? We are really living in a dream world right now.
We always live in a dream world. That's the way it's meant to be. Until Mr. Beast comes on the video and goes, wow, look at this. To all my viewers, let's get them to 1 million subscribers on YouTube by Wednesday. If we do, I'll donate them £5 million.
Oh, you're really living in a dream world. You're like, what companies could sponsor us? Pick the biggest ones in the world.
Yeah. No, but that's they're what you want to aim to. But if you got like a Corsair sponsorship, you wouldn't be moaning. If you got a SteelSeries sponsorship, you wouldn't be moaning, would you? Elgato sponsorship, you wouldn't be moaning.
Elgato, Corsair, yes. SteelSeries, no. I don't own any of their stuff. My partner does. So he has SteelSeries, keyboard, mouse, and headset, right?
Yep.
On his PC, I have my own user on there.
Yeah.
Every time I went on there, SteelSeries was like, nope, don't like you. Keyboard, flashing. Mouse, flashing. Mouse mat as well. Mouse mats, whatever it is. SteelSeries. The lights on it, flashing. Honestly, like, that needs to come with a flashing light warning. And it wouldn't, like, you turn off the SteelSeries, like, whatever the thing was called, like the software. Like, disable all the lights, and they go off, and then they come back on, and they just flash at me. Every time.
That does not sound like fun. But still,
SteelSeries does not like me. So in return, I do not like them.
It'd just be a cheaper way of getting you stuff that you need for every day. Gaming
I do have to say though, his SteelSeries headset is very good.
SteelSeries headset. Or Scuff. I do like my Scuff controller. I use controller, you don't. These are so expensive.
I use controller on Rocket League.
Do you know how expensive this controller is? £250 for a controller, man.
I wanted a Scuff when I started playing Rocket League.
So
but I looked at the price and was like, nope, I will make do.
But they are really good.
If it's like a PS5, well, I know you could do it for PS4. I'm assuming you can with PS5 now. You can actually buy like back paddles that you can just put on yourself.
Yeah, you can, yeah. But that's not just what this is. This is a piece of gaming equipment. It's got the clicky paddles. So they're like mouse clickers instead of it being like a pull-back trigger. They're just like little mouse clickers, and then everything's like certain sensified and all that stuff. Anyway, They're my 3 sponsors: Nike, Tesco, and Curry's.
Well, I think my third one would be a beer company of some sort, and I'm gonna have to say Beavertown.
Right, so
It just looks
Beavertown,
good,
but you haven't done
and
number
they do
2.
good beers. Have I not?
No.
Fuck. Okay, well, Beavertown,
Beavertown.
for the reasons we said about before. Love that beer.
Love that beer.
The weird thing is, Punk is my favourite, and obviously that's a Brewdog one. I think Beavertown does more that I like. Punk is still the best, but Beavertown has a wider variety of things that I like more. So some of the Brewdog ones, not a huge fan of. They do quite a few stouts. Some of the flavours just aren't it for me.
I just like that neck oil one. That's dead nice.
It is really good.
That's a really good beer.
I think my third one... Oh, can I just choose Maltesers? Maltesers to sponsor us, because I've got an unhealthy obsession with them at the minute.
Who makes Maltesers?
I think it's part of the Mars company.
That's like the shittiest one as well.
Yeah, but they own like Galaxy, they do like Milky Way, or like all that sort of shit. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you'd rather have Cadbury's.
They don't do Maltesers. So, partner's birthday was a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
I bought him a big box of Maltesers, you know, like the really big boxes.
So you ate them.
No. I put it in the trolley and then I was like, I want some. So I bought myself a really big, like, gift-sized box of Maltesers.
Maltesers are good, right? No,
Destroyed them in like 2 nights, right? And I was like, shit, now I have no Maltesers. My mum bought some for a friend as part of a present. I was like, Mum, when you next go into Tesco, Thursday, why? If I have those Maltesers, can I replace them on Thursday? So I now have more Maltesers. And might be slightly addicted. I do this though, it's like Smarties. If you give me a tube of Smarties, I won't have had them for probably about 2 years.
Yeah.
But you give me a tube, I'll eat them and I'll think they were nice. But then I just want them all the time. So Maltesers is like my new hyperfixation food, let's call it.
Hypofixation.
I will get bored of them after about 2 months and then I will stop buying them. But then I'll just replace it with something else. Like I went through a phase where Kinder Buenos were basically my diet.
They are amazing though.
They're so good.
Kinder is definitely a good chocolate though.
Well, actually, I don't know where it is at the minute. My partner bought me an advent calendar and it's a Bueno one.
Nice. Winning.
Very excited for December.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yeah, let's not. Moving on.
So, we've got 6 sponsorship ideas, right? We've got Nike.
You went big, I went Maltesers.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm happy with my choices.
I love my choice. I would just be happy with Nike. I wouldn't be happy to not have anything else and just have Nike. That would be the sickest sponsorship ever. I spend probably more money on trainers and clothing through Nike than I do anywhere else. I must have spent this year thousands and thousands of pounds at Nike.
Crazy.
Stupid. Like, tech fleeces. For a tech fleece joggers and a jacket, it will cost you £220.
I am that poor, I don't even know what tech fleece is.
It's like the Roadman jackets.
Okay.
Like, you know, the normal colourful one that I wear. That's it. But I have them in different colours. And they're worth a lot of money, and then never mind trainers. Wow. And I'm a trainer obsessor. So I have too many pairs of trainers. That's just not even a healthy obsession. I won't lie. But yeah, either way, I think Nike would definitely be beneficial to the cause, so to speak.
The cause being you.
The cause being me, yeah.
Right, okay.
But at the same time, you would benefit from it. You'd be repping Nike all the time. Who would you have as sponsors if you was at a podcast? Put it in the comments. Tell me who you would have. Your top 3 sponsors and why. I'm actually genuinely intrigued to what other people would do. Don't mess with Ellie today, people. She's got a cough.
How come we not? Do you know what? It's not actually been that bad. Maybe all I needed was to just talk more and then it goes away.
All you do is talk. What are you on
yeah,
about?
but I haven't had anyone to talk to today.
All around me are familiar faces.
I've just been sat here playing Monopoly Go. Oh, actually, big news, guys. Big news, right? This is breaking. This just in.
Breaking news.
Anyone who watched last week's episode may have seen me begging for stickers on Monopoly Go. I'd like to apologise for my behaviour. However,
like
today, honestly, I was like shaking, like I need these stickers. About 2 hours ago, I completed my album. So congratulations to me. This is my biggest achievement in life. I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank my year 9 science teacher. Yeah. I'd like to thank God for always being by my side. You know. Massive achievement. Really proud of myself. So thank you.
And well done, Ellie, for winning the Monopoly Go award by What This Time podcast. Thank you.
I'll expect my certificate in the post.
Yes, certificate will be in the post. It will take up to 300 to 400 days to arrive.
That's way too long.
Might arrive by this time next year.
Can I pay for next day delivery?
Of course you can. It's £1,285.41.
No, thank you.
There we are then. Best wait than 300 days.
I don't have the facilities for that, big man.
Well, we tried. We tried. That is the main part. We tried to achieve something special here today, and unfortunately Ellie did not rise to the occasion and pay for next day delivery. So
I did achieve something special today. I completed my Monopoly Go album.
Wow. Does anybody even play Monopoly Go anymore?
You do?
No, I played it for the past 2 days just to use my 4,500 and something rolls.
Yeah, well, I've got like 16,000 now, so
beat
that. I'm going up in the wild, Wes, I tell you.
What you rolling on? Times 50?
No, so I did a few rolls on times 100, but then I was like, do you know what? I'm going to wait for the new album and then use my rolls on that. Because I'm an obsessive roller, right? So a lot of people save their rolls for tournaments and things like that, apparently. I need to start doing more of that rather than every hour when your rolls regenerate and you've got like 9 rolls and you're like, oh, I'm going to spin it. I'm going to do it. And then you have no rolls left. I'm saving them. I'm playing it smart this time around. I've had the game for like 3 weeks now and I'm already like a professional. I know how to do this.
I have no words.
I just have no self-control. Like I want to use all of my rolls, but I'm not going to. I have self-control.
This much self-control?
Slightly less.
And we tried. And we tried.
So, a while ago, right, I saw a tweet that was basically just, how did you find out you were being cheated on?
Yeah.
And the comments were wild, some of them. I spent hours scrolling through and I was like, oh my God, so many juicy stories. It was great. And I was thinking about it today. I don't know why I thought about it. It just randomly popped up in my brain. I was like, I wonder if I can find that tweet. I couldn't, but I did find a similar one.
Yeah.
So I want to go through some of the ways people found out they were being cheated on, because some of them are wild, right?
And some people are just dumb as fuck. Let me just put it out here before we read this shit. Let me tell you now.
So someone tweeted, how did you find out you were being cheated on? Now, this tweet that I found was from November 2022. So it's quite an old one, right? I couldn't find the other one, so bear with. This is what we're working with. But one of them says, it said they were together in the police report. Like, we need more details. What was the police report for? What did they do? Was it like some Bonnie and Clyde shit? Like, yeah, come on, girl, tell us. But imagine being found out, like being found to be cheated on.
Wow.
Because they were with someone else in a police report, of all things.
A police report.
That is wild. What a dumb way to get caught cheating. Go and rob a bank with your side chick.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
She just made me feel, just that she gave me the rush that I needed. Yeah, look, there's one here, and I don't know why I thought it was funny. How did you find out that your ex cheated on you? She posted him as her New Year kiss. Could you imagine just scrolling through Facebook on New Year's Eve? You've just gone, Happy New Year, babe. Scrolling through, and there's this girl like, look, just kissed him. Madness. I don't understand this. Maybe you understand this one. So I don't know why I don't understand it. Maybe it'll make sense when I read it. I don't know. So how did you find out that you've been cheated on or whatever? The hey girl ...
Oh, okay.
Which is the worst way possible. Probably
this is a girl
would have
thing.
walked out if he was honest.
This is a girl thing.
Okay.
So when a girl messages you, it's usually, hey girl, I know you don't know me, but your boyfriend's been cheating on you. Like, the girl's messaged him, basically.
Right.
She didn't know that he had a girlfriend. She's found out. She's messaged the girlfriend. She is a real one, let me tell you. And she's gone, hey girl. Most likely said, I know you don't know me, but I've been seeing so-and-so for a while. Blah. That's how that message went. That's a girl thing.
There's one here. I got caught on the Ring doorbell.
What the fuck?
Motherfucker put in, right, his cheat code. He literally put on...
Wait, he got caught, so he was the cheater.
He was the cheater on his own Ring doorbell. What the fuck?
How dumb can you be?
Yeah.
Right, let me just say, right, this is not me saying cheating is okay. This is not me saying if you're going to cheat, do it smart. Just don't do it. However, don't be that guy. If you're going to do something dumb, be less dumb about it, right? Come on.
That one's funny. Some of them are savage, though. I'm not going to lie.
So I like these ones. There's a few of them. I had a dream.
Yeah, just had a dream that he was cheating, found out he actually was.
Well, then, so it says, had a dream, had a gut feeling, went and checked his phone. He was cheating. The cheating dream is a very real thing, right? And I've mentioned this to my partner a few times because I try not to be salty with him, but sometimes I am. I'm a little bit off and he's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, well, you cheated on me in my dream last night. And he's like, what?
Bitch, please, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, this is real life. It's just a real thing. And it gets you thinking because, so for me, especially, I know we spoke about dreams, I think in our first ever episode. Yeah, guys, check it out if you haven't already seen it. So my dreams usually mean, well, everyone's dreams usually mean something, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that what you dreamt is real. But it gives you that feeling of, it feels real sometimes.
Yeah.
And in the past, right? So a past relationship, I've had dreams of this person cheating on me. And then it was just all the time. And to this day, I don't actually know if they did. I'm going to say probably yes. So the girl in question, I saw a few messages basically. And then we went our separate ways. And then he was with her like a week later. So I'm going to guess yes, something was going on at the time.
Yeah.
Can't 100% say for sure. But ever since then, when I have these dreams now, I'm like, oh, but last time, I know, right, 100%, I want to say this, my partner is a real one.
Oh,
like, he's a man. He's such a babe, right?
Well, he's a little bit of a boy, but he's definitely a man, but he's a boy. He's a boy man.
Like, he's a real one, let's be honest. Like, I trust him 100%.
Yeah.
So when I have these dreams and it's about him, immediately I'm like, oh, but last time this was happening. But then I think about it logically and I'm like, no, like, I trust this one. This one's nice. I like this one. I think I'll keep him for a while, you know?
For a while.
Those dreams, they hit you. And then you see shit like this. Had a dream, checked his phone, turned out to be true. Now I'm like, do I need to check his phone? Do I?
Evil Ellie's coming.
I hate the whole checking the phone thing. Because I'm like, if you're already at that point, something's already wrong. Like, something's gone massively wrong somewhere for you to get to that point. I don't really care about going into my partner's phone and checking it.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, should I?
Should you? He's sat here watching, going,
Just changing my passcode real quick.
Yeah. Delete. Quick time.
No, I think I can trust that one. But the dream thing is very real. And he always makes a joke out of it, right? about how the dream thing is crazy. Oh, you're being so crazy. I'm like, no, it's a real thing. The guys have that. The guys have the cheating dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
What do you mean, kind of?
Yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it? I just don't think we see it the same way as you guys do.
What, are you guys just like, oh, it's just a dream, it's fine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I will cry about it for 2 hours. But I do get over it, and I'm fine.
The one here that I think is absolutely mad, right? And I can't even believe someone has even put this out for people to read, is found out he was cheating, divorced him, he remarried and divorced her for me. Wow. We now
Wait,
have
so she
a
went
good
back
relationship.
Babe, it ain't that good. So, hold up. He cheated on her.
Yeah.
Got married to the new one.
Yep.
Cheated on her with the old one.
Yep.
And now the old one's like, everything's great.
Yeah.
Bitch, he's cheating on you.
He's definitely.
Let's be honest.
Definitely cheating on you.
He's done it like once a cheater, always a cheater. There's maybe a few exceptions to that. But he's already done it twice. That you know of.
Yeah. I have no words. I'm actually speechless for that. Like, why would you do that? Some people out there in this world are just crazy, man. I don't understand how some of their brains work. Just fucking mental. I don't understand. Like, literally, I've got one more here where it said, I was sent a Snapchat to come round and then they was there on the bed.
Wait, so they just wanted to get caught?
Yeah, clearly. Like, what the fuck?
That is a typical case of when they want to break up with someone, but they don't want to be the one to do it. So they create a reason for them to break up with them.
Oh my god, come round, I miss you. Whoops, he slipped. Fucking no
Who
words.
does that?
I have no words. I don't even understand why someone would post this online. That's the more weirdest thing that I fucking gotta say.
Well, this one is bad, right? So at a birthday dinner I was throwing for them, I was planning on paying for everyone to eat. Halfway through the meal, the best friend got drunk and admitted they were fucking. I just got up and left. They couldn't pay and got stuck with the bill. Cops got called. Was good food though. Like, whoever you are, I'm really glad that you had a good meal, but ouch.
Damn.
Ouch.
Damn. Good food though. It was worth it. Why have I got all the weird ones? I feel like I've got the weird ones and you've got the normal ones. Her private parts smelt like condoms.
What?
That is what it says. The word it uses, I don't know if to use it or not to use it.
I can guess what word it is. Does it begin with a P?
It definitely does, but it sounds very weird saying it on the podcast. I don't really know what to say.
Definitely a weird one.
So this is a bit of a story-ish one. Had a threesome with my best friend, so he carried on fucking my best friend, so I decided to fuck his best friend.
That just sounds like one big chaotic relationship.
I don't even know where people find this shit. I don't even know why people are doing this. It's absolutely fucking madness.
So this one, right? So they've just put my gut. I had to check and found what I was looking for. Kept quiet and continued the relationship till today. He doesn't know that I know he's a cheat. That's not the flex you think it is. Why are you still with him? You're being mugged off. He doesn't know. He's still doing it. You're still sleeping with him, probably catching God knows what, and allowing yourself to be mugged off, and then posting about it on Twitter. You've just publicly posted, my boyfriend cheats on me, but he doesn't know that I know. That is not a flex, babe. It's not.
I have no words. Right. I don't know where I'm finding these. We're going up a level here from the condom smelling one.
Right.
Came home after a 12-hour shift. This is where it's going. So me and my partner decided to get it on. She says it was discharge that was coming out of her, but I know the difference between discharge and cum.
What the fuck?
These motherfuckers
That is grim.
are mad.
That is
These
grim.
motherfuckers are mad. I can't believe people are posting these on Twitter.
I think that one's killed you off.
I don't understand why people are doing this. They're putting their mad shit out on for fucking everybody. Like, damn. When we got the DNA test.
Oh, for the child.
Wow.
That's bad.
Wow. That's some Jeremy Kyle Springer shit.
Two different shows, but
yeah, both same thing though. And you can get all of that action soon to be on what this time X-Dating.
X on the podcast.
X on the podcast. That's it.
So this is a pretty standard one, but so it says lack of communication. Her phone was always blowing up by some dude named Victor.
What the
Bro got left for someone called Victor.
The guy off fucking Despicable Me.
Isn't that Gru?
No, the fucking, what's his name? The one in the orange suit, isn't he called Victor?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
It's
been a while since I watched it.
I'm definitely checking.
Right.
Victor Despicable Me. Yeah, it is. He's the guy in the orange thingy.
Oh, okay.
When I show you a picture, you'll go, I get you. That guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Why does he look like the male version of Edna from The Incredibles?
He pretty much is that version of Edna. Oh, that's so funny. He was such a meme at one point as well.
Oh, okay, you think you're getting the weird ones.
Okay, go on.
Her butt was no longer airtight.
How did this motherfucker find out?
He wanted to do butt stuff. And realised it was different from the time before.
Damn, that's not feeling the same.
I watched him send nudes he took in my living room while no one was home to some random girl while he was laying next to me in my bed. Could you imagine just rolling over and seeing your partner just sending nudes that he took at your house? The level of audacity these people have.
My guy's a G.
No, that guy's a dick.
He is proper. Everything said on the podcast is said in jest. It is not true of our personalities. It is just for a laugh. Do not cry about it. And move on. Anyway, quick question. Do you think men cheat more than women, or is it just that men get found out?
I feel like we covered this when we did the Am I the Asshole last week.
Did we?
I think it's very 50-50. I don't think either gender does it more. I do think men are just very done with it. As we are finding out on this Twitter thread.
Yeah, some of them are so
like, men are out here
stupid.
getting caught on their own Ring doorbells.
That is very true. Fucking motherfucker. Dream told me. See, I'm seeing the Dream ones now.
Oh my god, his mama told me. His own mom ratted on him. That mom is a real one. I like that woman.
Gangster. Zero fucks were given on this day by his mum. Kind of on off topic, right? I want to give you the best quote I've ever heard. So it is on off topic. On and off. Right?
Okay.
And this is for anybody, like, where someone says they feel more than someone else. I don't know if I've said it before. Right? The worst thing that's ever happened to you will still be the worst thing that ever happens to you.
So I said this to you not long ago.
Did you? It's the best thing ever. It's so good.
I can't remember what we were talking about. I think it's when we covered a little bit about like mental health and stuff in one of our episodes.
Yeah.
And I said this to you because a girl at work
I think
said it
it's
to
on
me.
the unreleased episode.
Oh, it could be.
I think that's
the one where
it is.
my mic was being a dick.
Yes.
Oh, maybe.
I think it's on that episode. But yeah, the worst thing that ever happens to you will always be the worst thing that ever happens to you.
100%. Like, you can't compare two different things, right? And so, just in case we didn't cover it before, the woman who said it to me, so a woman I worked with, we were on a night out, and I was having a bit of a rough time, and we were out in, like, the smoking bit, and I was with a friend who, I don't want to go into detail, but has had some stuff happen earlier in her life that is just not good, right?
Yeah.
Very bad. And I was having a rough time, and I was feeling bad because I was like, you know, my friend has gone through this. Yeah, I'm going through something that's not really that bad in the grand scheme of things, but it's really getting me down. And I was talking to this woman, and she was like, look, you can't compare the two. You've never been through what she went through. The worst thing that happened to you is still the worst thing that happened to you. The worst thing that you're dealing with, or the worst thing you've dealt with, is still the worst thing that you've dealt with. You're still feeling the same level of pain or hurt or emotions or whatever as what she is about her thing. They're just about two different things.
Correct.
And I was like, bitch, you know what? You make sense.
It's so true. And the easiest way to describe it is, like, on a, like, completely different scale, just to, like, imagine it for the everyday person. If the worst thing to the billionaire kid is having his Ferrari took off him for a day, right? And he throws his temper tantrum and blah, 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 blah. But that's the worst thing that's ever happened to him. It's still the worst thing that happened to him, even though to us people we'd be going, what, for one day?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a little brat, but yeah.
But
I see your point.
In comparison, still the worst thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
And he still feels that
and
pain.
He's still going to feel the emotions and everything.
Correct.
That someone else would when they're going through something that they find to be the worst thing.
Can't afford to keep a car.
Yeah.
It's still the same style of emotions. They're in different contexts, yes. But it's still the worst thing to ever happen to this person, as well as the worst thing to happen to this person. They'll still feel the effects. If that's what it is, that's what it is. You know, they still feel the effects of the worst thing that's ever happened to them. And it's all about the art of perspective. But no, I thought it was a good thing to touch on. You know, because I think that's another thing sometimes. I think people are too quick to one-up each other in this world.
Oh, 100%. There's people, right, where you can be like, oh, I've got a bit of a headache. And they're like, oh, I've got a migraine. You know, I didn't fucking ask. Right? Or you say, I don't know, what? Oh, I've only got like £2 in my bank. It's got to last me a week. Oh, I've only got 7p. Right. Do you know what? Shut up. Right. And there's people out there, right? Every single time you say something, they have something better or they have something worse. Every time. It's really annoying.
I know exactly what you mean. 24/7. It's always the same. It's draining. It's either someone's trying to always one-up you, in whichever way it may be, positive or negative. If you've got £1 left in your bank, they've got 50p left in the bank. If you've got a new car, their car's newer and better. They can never just accept anything other than what they're doing is priority.
But the people who make themselves out to be worse off, that's the ones that annoy me the most, right? So they've always got something worse. And it's like, why do you want to be worse? It's like they try and downplay, like what you were just saying, the worst thing you've ever gone through. You're going through something, they're going through something worse. Maybe they are, but you know when it's every single time?
Correct.
You know the sort of people I mean?
Yeah.
All the time. All the time.
Right, okay. Like, on this, like, to branch off it a bit, do you think this also comes into relative of who says what? Because something I find myself saying, and this is dead easy for me to own up and say, if I'm, like, coming into the last week of the month, and I say to someone, and it gets said back a lot, but I think there's always two sides to it. If I'm like, oh, I've got £100 left in my bank and it's got to last me the last week of the month, right? And then I'm going to use you as an example, but you haven't said it. you would then go, well, you're lucky because I've only got £10. Okay.
Straight facts.
Okay. But then you've got to work out the difference in perspective here.
Yeah.
Right? You live at home. I live on my own.
I live the poor lifestyle.
And I've still got to run the house, pay for the household stuff, make sure washing gets done, make sure all this stuff gets done. You've got a side support with being at home. I've got to make sure
I have a lot less to pay for, so that £10 for me can last me the week if I budget well and I don't blow my money on dumb shit. Whereas for you, that £100 has got to stretch to fuel to get to and from work, running a house, buying you food, all of that.
Correct.
If I had £100 to last me a week, I would have the luxury of being able to treat myself and buy myself
McDonald's
something with that
breakfast
£100.
every day.
Oh, hell yeah. And then a Subway for lunch, and it'd just be a good time. But yeah, it's like, I know what you mean.
Sometimes
it's completely different. The amount of money isn't what is the determining factor in that.
No. Whereas I think sometimes you probably find that for some people, they're very quick to jump on the bandwagon of, I don't know, I've only got £20 left to last me in my bank. But you don't have any bills to pay. You don't have to do your own washing. You don't have to do this, that, and the other that cost money throughout that week. That's the difference. Whereas if it's like, I don't know, an 18-year-old or yourself who lives at home, you do, or whatever, you contribute.
You just compare me to someone 10 years younger. You're making me feel really shit about my life right now. Thank you.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like
Ellie
that.
is basically still a teenager who lives at home.
Didn't mean it like that.
Lives off her parents.
Did not mean it like that. But
scum of the earth.
No, you're taking
Just
it out of
Wes
context.
over here.
Fucking bastard. She's taking it fucking out of context. You know, I said I was going to wind Ellie up this episode. She's now doing it to me. Out of context completely. But no, it's like the relative.
Oh, how the turntables.
It's just the art of perspective of, like, say if you pay board or you pay one lot of rent each month, but it includes all your utilities and things like that. You don't have to think about everything to make the household run. Or if you don't have a car, you ain't got to worry about fuel.
I can't drive. I don't have to worry about that.
Why don't you get like a mobility scooter?
How far is that going to get me?
To the shop and back.
I have these things called legs.
Yeah, but you wouldn't walk to McDonald's, would you?
No, because it was cold by the time I got it home.
Exactly, but if you had a mobility scooter...
No. You're as bad as my dad, right? My dad's got this electric bike. Honestly. Right.
I thought you were going to say he's doing Uber Eats now or something. Order Uber Eats
every
and get
time
Ellie's
I'm
dad.
like, you know when it's raining or it's dark, and so there's a shop near me that's not that far, and then there's one that's a little bit further out, but they're open later.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, oh, Dad, can you just run me up to the shop real quick? And it's only the later one that's open, so I'm not walking.
Yeah.
And it's cold, it's raining, it's dark. I'm just, not doing it. And he's like, oh, why don't you take my little electric bike? Like, no, because if I got seen on that thing, I would simply pass away.
You look like an Uber
This comes
Eats
back
driver.
to things that shouldn't be embarrassing, but are embarrassing. Using your dad's electric bike. That is number one.
That is embarrassing. I can give you that one.
But yeah, like, there's just so many things that are just embarrassing.
I don't know if they're as embarrassing as much to everybody, but definitely to me it would be embarrassing.
It's like, you know, if I order a Big Mac...
Yeah.
And I have it at home, like you get it at the drive-thru, you bring it back and you eat it, that's fine. Eating it in the restaurant is really embarrassing. Specifically a Big Mac, because, you know, like the sauce and everything slides about and sauce comes out the other end when you take a bite, and it's just messy. Eating that in the restaurant, I do it, but I really hate it, and I'm really careful with how I eat, and I eat slower, whereas at home, that thing is demolished in a second flat.
I have no words.
But it's just embarrassing to eat it in the restaurant.
I have no words for that one.
Or like, can you imagine how embarrassed you'd be? Like, if you were walking down the street, so imagine you walking through your city centre, right? And you're just eating fruit. Like, imagine just a slice of watermelon or something, you're just walking down the street eating it. I don't think that's a thing that people do anyway. But if they did, it'd be embarrassing.
Why?
I don't know.
I would actually think that's a pretty cool guy. Just rocking it with the watermelon down the street.
I don't know.
My G.
Like, no, but they got like the juice dribbling down the chin.
Wait, no. Now you're just chatting about something completely different.
Okay, you bite into a chunk of like watermelon. That juice is running.
I love watermelon.
It's so good, but I won't walk through my city centre eating it.
Would you say it's the best fruit?
It depends what mood I'm in. All foods with me depend what mood I'm in.
Right, if I just said, here's a watermelon, you'd just eat it, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily think it was the best in that moment.
Okay.
If it's like a really hot day and you go, here's some nice, cold, juicy watermelon, yeah, that'd be the best. But if, like, now in the winter, I don't know. I'm like...
What's a winter fruit?
Don't know.
What is a winter fruit?
Strawberries are always good.
They're summer, definitely.
Yeah, but they're always good, though.
You'd pick strawberries over watermelon?
Sometimes, not all the time. It depends what mood I'm in. This is the same with all foods.
Right, would you pick a cheeseburger over chicken nuggets?
Why can't you have both?
No, you gotta pick.
We have no rules here, Wes.
You gotta pick one.
Okay, then it depends what mood I'm in.
Sure.
Right now,
one that you would pick over the other.
Right now, I think I'd pick a cheeseburger. But you ask me the same question in like 12 hours' time. Nuggets. Probably. I don't know. I can't see into the future. Yeah, it depends what mood I'm in.
See, pizza, I think, does have to be a mood. 100%.
Everything's got to be a mood.
Pizza more than anything.
Down to the music that you listen to. Everything that you do in life has got to be depending on what mood you're in.
Yeah, you can't just listen to some like upbeat bangers straight away in the morning.
No, I can.
If you woke up and then Bangarang was on, you'd be like, what the fuck?
No, see, if I wake up in the morning and you've got some fucking Adele playing in my ear, I'm like, I'm going back to sleep. Right? If you wake me up in the morning and you're playing some reggae shit, some island pop, some fucking sick EDM beats, I'm like, yeah, let's go, let's start the day. I'm ready.
Let's go, let's start the day. This is LEMC and we're here to stay. Boom, boom,
exactly.
Boom, boom, boom.
And I'm not a morning person, but you put that sort of music on, I'm dancing, I'm singing. It's going to look horrendous and it's going to sound horrendous, but I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, you don't want to see me in the mornings.
I feel sorry for your other half.
Yeah, I do sometimes too.
At least you're admitting it. There we go. I've done it here first. Yeah, I've got to admit it.
You've also got to feel a little bit sorry for me. I've got to put up with his shit.
He's the... Right.
Everyone licks his arse. It's really annoying. Yeah. Like, he's a great guy. He's fucking great.
Let me tell you something about Ellie's partner here. Just as a fact. Now, the thing is, I don't spend much time with him. You know, me and Ellie do our own thing if we play games and whatever and all that jazz. And there's the odd occasion where we'll play games together. The guy is the nicest person on the planet. He's definitely the nicest guy ever. He would not hurt a human soul. Even when he's arguing on COD, he's like, yeah, I'm better. That's his insult. Anybody else would literally straight down the line of calling them every name under the sun. He's just super polite.
I think he's not... We're angry gamers.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm an angry gamer. You're more of a let's wind people up gamer because it's funny.
I think it's hilarious.
You're like the shit stirrer.
Definitely am. That's accurate.
So you're Nick Merckx. Do you remember when Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman used to play COD?
Yeah.
And then they'd have... Who was it? What was his name?
I never used to watch Tim the Tatman that often, but I know exactly what
I can't think of his name. If anyone knows, please let me know. I can't think of it. But, so Nick Merckx would sit there, and obviously the others can't see him, and he's there, and he used to do this like little thing where he'd look at the camera and he'd like stir this imaginary spoon, and he's like, I'm stirring the pot. And he'd say something that would wind Tim and this other guy up. You're Nick. I'm Tim, who just screams and gets angry and wants to rage quit. And he's also very bad at the game and will die to full damage 90% of the time. That's me.
Tim is funny. He's a funny guy.
Then I'd say my partner's more like, I don't know, he was quite a chill gamer.
Ninja.
I've never really watched him game, but if that's what he's like, then yeah, sure, go with him.
He's very family friendly.
Yeah, okay. So Wes is there in the pre-game lobby, right? And he's just like, oh, you guys are going to get shit on so hard. I hope you're ready for this. Your parents didn't prepare you for this. The game's not even started, right? So they're all getting wound up. Then they start shouting stuff. So I'm like, hey, simmer down, lads. And then they're like, oh, you fat slag, oh, it's a woman. And I'm there like, yeah, you've never fucking touched one before, have you? Like screaming down the mic. I'm getting mad, right? And then the more mad I get, the more shit I play. So then I can't hit my shots. And then they're giving me more shit. And I'm like, no, I ain't having this. I'm just angry all the time. And then my partner's just sat there like, that's a really nice game, that.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
I really enjoyed that.
The thing is,
like,
I'm playing better
you say to me,
when I do that.
You say to me at any point, oh, how was COD tonight? Fucking hate that game. I'm uninstalling it. I'm selling my PC. Fucking shit game. Never playing it again. And I'm back on it the next night. Right? You ask him at any point, oh, did you enjoy COD tonight? Yeah, it's really good. We had a few rough games, but it was fine. He never comes to me and says that game's a pile of wank. Whereas that exact sentence comes out of my mouth at least 10 times a day.
Probably
at
more.
Least. Yeah.
Probably more. I love stirring the pot. It's so funny. And the thing is, I still play good.
You're so bad for it.
I still play good. It doesn't bother me. It's like, I can chat shit and back it up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's because you're in your element. You play better when you're in a good mood. That's a fact. Everyone does, right?
Yeah.
For me, I will play the best. So I've got pissed off at the game and I've thought, nah, I don't care about it. I'm blasting my music. I'm turning that shit up full blast. I'm ignoring everyone in party chat. I'm just, Discord. I'm just chilling, right? That's when I play my best. You play your best when you've managed to piss off every other person in that lobby. That's your happy place.
Yeah, it is. I just live for that. It's so funny, though, because they sit there and rage at the end of the game, and it's so funny. And you're just like, oh, that's unlucky, guys. Better luck next time, though, yeah? Oh, you did so well. That's so good.
There's nothing I love more, right, than not talking for the entire game, hearing a load of guys just acting like they're the biggest thing alive and they're just great. We completely shit on them. And I only do it when I've done well, if I'm like at the top or near the top, right? And they're just raging. They're just angry. And I just go in. I put on purposely a really high-pitched girly voice. Like, GG's, guys. And, oh my God, just noise everywhere from these men that are just angry.
Make me a sandwich.
There's just so much shit that comes out their mouths. And it is the best thing. Because until they realised it was a woman, they weren't that bothered. Like, they were angry because they lost the game, whatever. But they weren't that bothered. They hear a woman. Holy shit, you've ruined their day. It's great. It is so good. But why do men do that? Like, we had a girl on the enemy team, right? This was a while ago on Modern Warfare 2. Girl on the enemy team. She was top of the board, right? And they were winning. And I will say it was down to her. She was carrying her entire team. And they're all there ripping into her for being a woman. And we're obviously in between rounds when they can hear us. We're like giving them shit for giving her shit. She's taking it like a trooper. She's just like, yeah, I'm here to play a game. Like, all you guys are below me, you're all shit.
Yeah.
But what, like, why?
It's a standard. Just a standard. I don't know why they do it. I don't even do it. So I don't know why they do it. I just love winding people off the rockers. But I don't purposely go, you're a girl, make me a sandwich. Do you know what I mean? There's so many. It's like their only thing that they can say. I think they think it offends you.
I love it. The thing is, there's a lot of girl gamers out there who don't game as much or they don't stream because of that sort of stuff. And that is horrible. My view on it is I can take it. Throw it my way. I'll throw it back to him.
Yeah, as you should.
There's times where I've turned around to the guys in game. They're giving me shit and I'm like, shut up, go make me a sandwich. I just throw it back. But I understand why there's girls out there who won't game because of that. And I think that is pretty shit.
Yeah, you should still do it. It's a good laugh. You've got to find the right group though, haven't you?
Oh, 100%.
I think that does make it. You've got to find a good group of people that you get along with. and that you can game with and stuff like that. That's really ultimately what it comes down to. And some people don't have that. But on that note, we are sadly slowly coming to the end of the podcast again. I know I'm upset. Ellie's crying. She doesn't want it to end. But all we can take away from this is, please put your applications below if you would like to join X on the podcast.
I honestly really want to do this.
Let me tell you, that is going to be the title to this.
I'm going to make it this week's mission to find people that are willing to do this.
Honestly, anybody that is willing to do it, it would be so funny. Just think of it, you can see whatever you want on a platform where people just find it funny. But please remember to show your support to us. Please let us know what you think of the podcast constantly. It's what helps us be better. Comment section, like section. We can see you watching us. We can see people are putting feedback in. We need all of you to put feedback in, good or bad. It helps. Helps us grow. It helps us be better. Makes us do the best content for you. Isn't that right, Ellie?
It is. I think I like it as well. I like to see what people are thinking as they're watching.
Yeah.
So there's been a few videos where people will comment a few times throughout, depending on like which bit they're at, and they comment something about that part they're watching at the time. I love that because it's like you guys are getting involved along with us. Like, yes, it's after the fact.
Yeah.
But it kind of feels like you're here with us.
You're here.
You're part of the conversation.
Part of the team. Part of the team. And I like that. No, that's good. And that's the bit that we obviously want to create. We want to create this amazing community where everybody can come together, have fun, and hopefully get X versus X. That's such a good idea, man.
You are so dead set on this, aren't you?
Yeah, it's so good. And I know everybody else wants to see it as well. I know you're watching this going, we're going to get some X's on the podcast. It's going to be funny.
I definitely want to see it.
It's going to be...
I mean, I wouldn't do it myself. I will say that right now. If anyone's down to do it, let us know. And props to you, because I wouldn't.
It's like Jeremy Kyle, but on the podcast. Great idea, right?
Oh my God, we could do that.
See, look. The What This Time podcast special. That's the way to do it. But we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you enjoy all the rest of the videos. Like, comment, subscribe. Bizzle peeps.